Life, come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter. Come on in, my friends. What's happening? It is Monday, and I'm excited to be here with you today. I'm just trying to get my stuff together, as always, as I'm always trying to do, because this thing is kind of weird, but it's all good. But listen, it's Monday, and I'm happy to be here. This is one of my most favorite times of the day, is when I can spend it with you. Where you at? It's one of my most favorite times. So tell your friends, tell your family. It's the Grow Your Money podcast, where I'm helping you I'm trying to show you how to grow your money and not blow your money. I'm trying to give you ways to grow your money and not blow your money. And so I appreciate you always coming on here with me every single day. Because of your loyalty, it keeps me motivated to come here and just try to share with you different ways and different strategies of what ways that you can grow your money. Okay. So listen, you know, if y'all been here before, you know the routine. This is a dialogue and not a monologue. So I need you to talk back to me and talk back to me. Put in the comments where you watch it from. That's first thing. Number two, I need you to, if you have a Black-owned business, if you own a Black-owned business, if you know somebody who has a Black-owned business, put it in the comments. And we just want to share it throughout the program. Okay. So we just want to share your Black business, because we want to make sure that we support each other, because the only way that we can be insulated in this time, in this current economy, is if we support each other. Okay. So happy Monday, Anita from the DMV. It's good to see you. Yes, sis. Sis was in my Bring Your Idea to Life training that we had a couple of weeks ago. So shout out to you, Anita. Thank you for always being here. What's up, Sophia? What's up? Always here. Thank you. I appreciate your loyalty. All right. So we're gonna hop right into it. Okay. I may not be here for the whole hour, because look at y'all. I woke up like this. I have no phone right now, and I need to go to the T-Mobile store, because I tried to file a claim and they said that you either have to call or go to T-Mobile. I can't call because I have no phone. So how am I supposed to call? So now I got to go to the T-Mobile store to get my stuff fixed, because everything is predicated on the phone. Isn't that crazy? I have a Tesla, and the only way I can get in the Tesla is by what? My phone. I do have a key card that's sitting inside my Tesla. So I have to get on my Mac, text my daughter, tell her to unlock my Tesla, because my key card is inside the Tesla that's inside the garage. And then if I go to the store, I can't really spend nothing, because I got to use my card, but everything is on your phone now, right? So, in order to get into certain programs, they send you they have an authentication, and it goes to your phone. And so it's such a hassle. Your phone being down is such a hassle. But that's how I woke up my Monday. But today is still going to be productive, because y'all, I got a good long to-do list that I already done started, and that ain't even half of it. So I have a lot of stuff that I need to do. And I'm not going to let that stop me, even though I'm like, ain't nobody got time for this mess. But I do want to talk to you about what's been going on. A lot's been going on over the weekend with these tariffs. I know y'all seen the protests and people from all over the country. And because I don't have a phone, I didn't even get to bring graphics, because I normally do that stuff on my phone. But there's been there have been protests all over the country. I've seen them in San Francisco, in DC, in Boston, in Oakland, like all the major cities all over the country have been protesting this current administration, which is good. What you don't see, let me ask you guys, what have you not seen an overwhelmingly amount of out there? I'm gonna ask you guys in the chat, what have you not seen an overwhelmingly a lot of out there? Who have you not seen an overwhelmingly amount of? I just want to know if you noticed the same thing I noticed. Anybody notice what we haven't seen out there protesting? Yep. Us. Yep. Us. The reason why is because, what do we say? We said we was going to mind our Black business, and we was going to mind our Black business, right? We did what we were supposed to do. See, I even got t-shirts. We minding our Black business, and we minding our Black business for the next 4 years. I even got t-shirts. You can go get your t-shirt. I'm minding my Black business, and I'm minding. We are taking care of business. You hear me? Because we said, listen, we did what we had to do on November 4th, we showed up, we showed out like we always do. A lot of people stayed home, but 92% of Black women voted, 80% of Black women voted not for this person that's in office right now. So now all the people who are voting, now they all up in a frenzy. Now they like, oh my God, we didn't know this was going to affect us. We thought this was going to affect them, right? So when DEI stuff happened, oh yeah, no, it's cool because it affects them, but then they're the white women are the biggest benefactors of DEI. So who was affected? Yeah, you got it. We minding our Black business and minding our Black business. Yes. White women were disproportionately affected. When in fact, the first person that was fired by Trump was a white woman. She was an admiral, and she was the first person that was fired under this administration. And then, people are up in arms by all because I think they even took Harriet Tubman out of some stuff. They've taken Black people out of all this stuff. And y'all, it's only going to last 4 years. This is not permanent, right? So we see what they're trying to do. I did say on my Facebook page on Saturday, I said I have 2 asks. I'll tell you my asks. One is that you go and like my Facebook page. I am Constance Carter. Cool. The second is I want you to the National African American Museum that's in Washington, D.C. The administration has their sights on it. The good thing about this museum is this was funded privately. A lot of endowments, wealthy people, Oprah, and a lot of other people have funded this museum. So the federal government can't touch it, although the federal government does fund a portion of it. Okay. And so they're probably going to remove their funds for the next 4 years. Okay. So cool. Boom. It's all good. There is if you go to the National African American Museum, make sure you become a member. You could sponsor this museum for as low as $25, $40, $50, $100, $1,000, $5,000. Go to the National History of African American Museum and make sure that you just $25, and then let all your friends know too. Get that link, put it on your Facebook page, put it on your social media, text it to all your friends and your family, because they want to disturb us in some way. And so we just gotta, we gotta play smarter. Okay. So all the things that they're trying to do is to disrupt what we have going on, but it's okay because we've been disrupted since the inception of this country. This has never been, we've never had a country that was really for us, for our rights and for our benefit. Welfare was not for our benefit. Welfare was for their benefit. So we've never really had anything that was really benefited us. So we just got to continue to operate in the way that we need to. Okay. So make sure you support the African American Museum. Okay. That's one thing. So let's talk about these tariffs. I want to talk about these tariffs because, at the end of the day, they're going to affect you and your bottom line. That's what we got to understand. Okay. So what's going to happen with the tariffs? We have to focus on a few different things. Okay. So I want to make sure that we are always, proactive and not reactive, because a lot of times we tend to be proactive, but we got to get on the cusp and on the curve. And I'm going to tell you how you can utilize these tariffs to your benefit. Yeah, the tariffs are here, Black people, but now what? So what is a tariff? A tariff is a tax. It's a tax. I know you guys all know by now because you've heard it over and over and over and over again on all the media cycles. So what are the tariffs? The tariffs are taxes that are imposed on imported goods. A lot of our goods are imported from other countries, from China, from Mexico, from Canada, from Europe, from all over. So we have this international trade that's been happening for, tons, since decades, lots of years. And so we have this free trade. Okay. So there's never been a time where we've had tariffs that, we've essentially gone into a trade war where, what's up, leading lady Dar? We've essentially gone into a trade war where, where we've hiked up tariffs, taxes against other countries, and they have done the same thing for us. And so what's essentially happened is all of our goods and services are going to be increased. So the first thing that we need to do before we really, really see them, because we're going to see them gradually over a period of time, y'all go to Costco, stack up on your toilet paper, stack up on your essentials. Okay. So if you can go over there and just start stacking up, put the shit in your garage or whatever, start stacking up on all of that stuff. Okay. Just your basic essentials, the things that you need. Now, if you Black, you get wigs and weaves, all that stuff is going to go. If you have if you have a distributor that's overseas, you're going to start to see prices in your hair, your wigs, and all that stuff. So, start patronizing people now before you really start to see a hike in these tariffs. My daughter actually has a hair company. I didn't think about that, and has some inventory, y'all. Let me see. Is her? Let me see. Let me make sure. Yeah, she has a page on Instagram, and it's called In Hair We Trust, and she actually has a bunch of products. And I didn't even think about that, but my daughter has a hair company where she sells bundles, she sells wigs. So she probably is going to be one of those people. I'm going to put her information in the comments. So the name of her company is called In Hair We Trust. So on Instagram, go to In Hair We Trust. If you want to purchase, just DM her. She has a bunch of inventory, wigs, weaves, and all that stuff. And I'm sure she probably could actually blow out. I got to talk to her about this. I didn't even think about that. That's good. But she probably could do a blowout sale for those people who are interested in buying wigs and weaves. She has a bunch of inventory. Okay. So if you need a wig, weave, whatever, go to my daughter's page, In Hair We Trust. And you can contact her to probably get a good deal. You can probably negotiate even at this point. Okay. But start stacking up on that stuff right now. Okay. So there's a few things that you can start investing in right now. And this is what I really want to talk to you about. So ETFs, stock. Right now, the stock market has crashed. There has never been a time in history where the stock market has crashed in the way that it has now, or that it's crashing. This is a bear market, not a bull market, a bear market. If you were in my Robinhood for Beginners, I have a Robinhood for Beginners training inside the Grow Your Money Club. I talk about how to use Robinhood to start investing in stock. If you did not take that class, you need to take that class now more than ever, because you need to start investing in stock. Warren Buffett said, buy when everybody's selling and sell when everybody's buying. Don't go and try to buy when everybody's buying. Now that the stock market has crashed, and if you have not gotten in the game, now is the time to start investing in stock. Okay. Now, Dr. Boyce has an options class. Options are ways you can really, really make a lot of money. I don't know anything about options. That is not my ministry. That's not my area of expertise. But I can say, while the market is down, Dow Jones has dropped like 1,400 points or something like that. Now's the time to start investing. Okay. So ETFs are really good. An ETF is a fractional stock that holds different assets, bonds, commodities, all of that stuff. So they're a mixture of stock. You should start investing in ETFs. Okay. So those are things that, and I'll talk about which types of, I'll give you a couple of ETFs that I think may be good right now, but I think you need to start investing in ETFs. You need to start investing in, of course, real estate. Okay. Tech, clothing. You're going to see an increase on tech, because all the tech, the chips, the microchips, are coming from overseas. Produce and meats, agriculture is going to be affected. Cars, especially EVs, electric vehicles, parts. I already got a notification. I have a Range Rover that I gave my daughter. Range Rover and Jaguar already said they're not even going to be importing parts from overseas. They're already not even going to be importing them. So it's going to be, it's just going to jack the price up extensively, which I'm the parts for Range Rovers are already astronomical. Y'all, I sent my daughter to the Range Rover dealership to get some brakes done. And my daughter, she's 24 at the time, and she goes over there, and going to the dealer is always going to be a lot more expensive. My baby went to the dealer, and she called me from the dealer. She's in the Uber on the way home, and she said, "Mom, I'm gonna need to borrow some money from you. It's gonna be $3,200 to get my brakes fixed." I said, "No, the hell you won't. You better tell." She said, "But I'm in the Uber. I already said yes." I said, "You better go back there. You better tell them people that you're not finna pay no $3,200 to get no damn brakes fixed. $3,200 to get the brakes fixed on the Range Rover. Girl, if you don't turn around," she was like, "But I'm scared." I don't know what you're going to do, but you better go back and you better tell them people that you are not going to pay $3,200 to get no brakes fixed on this damn Range Rover. So she went back. I said, "If I need to get on the phone with these people, but you going to do it because you're 24 years old. But if I need to get on the phone with these people and let them know So she went there, she got a Range Rover back, took it to a little, to a regular shop. I think ended up paying $400 to get her brakes fixed. But my point is, it's already expensive. These parts are already expensive. It's going to be even more expensive for these cars. And so that's what we're going to have to prepare for. Okay. There are a lot of Black-owned businesses that rely on imports. Your shipping costs are going to increase. There may be delays. There's going to be pricing challenges, and everything translates to what? You as the consumer. Everything goes back to you as a consumer. Okay. So a few things that you need to start doing is you're really going to, most folks don't even have $100 left over. 50% of Americans don't have $100 left over after all their bills are paid. So I understand that it's tight. Most people are living off of their credit cards right now. So they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Credit card rates are high. Okay. So even with credit card rates, I don't know if you know that you can actually call your credit card companies. You can do two things. Okay. Especially if you're struggling right now, you could ask them to defer your payments, and they'd be willing to defer your payment for a month or 2 months or something like that. So you can call them and say, hey, can you defer my payments? And your credit card companies will likely be willing to defer your payments. Okay. Another thing you could do is you could try to negotiate your interest rate. You can call them up and say, hey, I really need to reduce my interest rate. They may or may not do it. It's just a simple phone call, because I don't know if you know, but there's a such thing called compound interest. Now, compounded interest is a biatch. I was talking to the students in my B1 real estate mastery training. I do a B1 real estate mastery training with the Black Business School. We meet every other Tuesday. And I was explaining to them about how this compound interest works. Now, Einstein said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Those who know about it earn from it, and those who don't pay it. And I'm gonna tell you about both of those ways where you are either paying and you're getting graped. I'm not supposed to say raped, right? But you are getting done with no Vaseline with this compound interest. And those who know about it, they earn from it. So when you're investing in stock in the S&P 500 and different investment engines, you actually earn from it. So let's talk about it. So let's talk about your credit card companies. And I really need you to understand this. And I would give you a visual, but if you go inside Credit Karma, even in my wealth map training inside the Grow Your Money Club, I have a training called the Wealth Map, and I show you 5 different ways where you can really grow your money and start to build wealth, where you can save money, where you can reduce money, and how you can invest it, how you can build your credit, all that stuff. There's six modules where I show you how to do that, and it really will help. It'll blow your mind once you go through it. But if you go to Credit Karma has it has a credit card calculator. Y'all, this right here, when I first saw this credit card calculator, it absolutely blew my mind. This credit card calculator, if you go into calculators, go into credit card calculators, it tells you how much you're paying in interest, right? So if you have $1,000 credit card and you are paying the minimum payment, which is about $25 a month, and the average interest rate is 29.99%, it's going to take you, if you only pay the minimum on that credit card, it's going to take you 19 years literally to pay this credit card off, this $1,000 credit card. You're going to have $4,000. You're going to be paying $4,000 extra in interest. That's compounded interest. And so that is huge, right? However, if you paid $50 instead of the $25, if you paid a little bit over, then because your interest is negatively amortized. You're not hitting all the interest by paying the $25. So then if you pay $50, it'll take you, I think, a year and a half. Yeah, it was about a year and a half to pay it off. So that's compounded interest. That's just adding interest onto your payments. That's huge. So that's what the average consumer is doing when we're robbing Peter to pay Paul to pay these credit cards off. So never pay the minimum on your credit card. That's number one. That's very important. Never pay the minimum, because it also can affect you when you're trying to apply for a mortgage. The second thing is those who know about it earn from it. So when you look at all of the people who really make a lot of money, it's in vehicles that generate compounded interest. It's in your IRAs, it's in IULs, getting a permanent life insurance, having your own bank. So if you look at what you're making in a bank, right? So if you have your money in a bank and your bank is yielding you about 0.23% interest, say you have $10,000 in your bank, in 5 years, you're only going to make, I think it was $1, $5 or something like that. Okay. $10,000. Same money, put it in a vehicle that generates compounded interest. I'll tell you, let me, because I want to be right. And I'm going to say add 7% compounded interest. And then I'm going to say, because I want to give you accurate numbers. All right. So if you put your money, say you have $10,000 and you put it in a regular bank and your interest rate is 0.23%, in 5 years, you're going to make, and you could ask ChatGPT this, oh, by the way, that's what I asked ChatGPT. And it's doing all the little figures. It's doing the algebra. So you're going to make $115 in interest over 5 years if you have your $10,000 in the bank. That same $10,000, if you put it into a vehicle that generated compound interest, you're going to actually make $4,000 as opposed to $115. That's how compound interest works. So you have to take your money out these banks, because what the banks are doing is they're taking your money and they're investing your money in vehicles that are generating compound interest for them, and they're paying you peanuts. Okay. So you need to put your money in vehicles that's going to generate compounded interest for you. Okay. So think about that. That will be life insurance. And, I can actually help you. I don't do life insurance, but I do have people on my team who do life insurance. So I can refer you to some folks. So just shoot me a DM at I am Constance Carter on my Instagram. Go to Instagram and shoot me a DM on I am Constance Carter so I can help you get with somebody who can help you, because I have my money in vehicles. I've created my own bank. I've taken my savings out of my bank. I just have money just sitting there, and it was doing nothing in the bank. And I put it in vehicles that generate me compounded interest. So those are things that you can do to insulate yourself right now, because even with the stock market crashing, especially with an IUL, with the permanent life insurance policy, there's no change. There's no movement. There's nothing. Your money is not even being affected with this stock market crash. So everybody who has their money in 401ks, y'all losing money. But if you had your money in a permanent life insurance policy, you'd be losing nothing. Okay. So that's one thing that you could do as well. Okay. So again, like I said, shoot me a DM so that we can, so I could help you. I could direct you to somebody, because actually I just reached out to them today, right before I got on here, because I really want to help people to take advantage of some of the products that they have. So your budget, revisit your budget. You got to revisit your budget. If you're part of the Grow Your Money Club, take the wealth map training. That's really going to help you out extensively to be able to cut the fat, get busy, save money, and then I'll show you different ways of where you can invest it. Okay. Your emotional spending. Okay. We're not doing Target runs no more. Your Walmart runs, things like that. Amazon runs. We buy consistently. Sometimes we buy and we don't need. So there's things that we can cut with our spending. We tend to be over consumptuous, if that's a word, with the things that we have in our closets. There are places that you can go and sell. I have a lady named Vanessa. She's getting ready to teach a class on this. Vanessa inside the Grow Your Money Club. If you're watching, shout out to Vanessa in the Grow Your Money Club. She took all of her old things and she sells them on different places, Poshmark and other places, and she actually earns money. When Vanessa came to me, her bank account, she grew her bank account to over 6 figures by taking old stuff and reselling it. So all the things you probably have things in your closet that you can, that you've never worn, that still have the price tag on them, that you can actually resell on these websites that'll sell them for you. So take advantage of these websites that'll resell your things for you. You don't even have to give them away for free to the Goodwill. You could actually resell them. So that's ways that you can earn money, right? And then you're actually you're being a minimalist. You're minimizing all the things, all the space that you have in your home. So that's another thing that you could do. Okay. I told you buy in bulk. So go to Costco, support Costco, because Costco is one of the only ones that said, well, a few of the major corporations that they've tried to pressure to to roll back their DEI initiatives, and their stock has gone through the roof. Target has lost billions of dollars because they decided that they no longer wanted to mess with us. And again, we know DEI was not about Black people. It's never helped us, but they were sending a message that they don't give a damn about us. Okay. ETFs. So a couple of the ETFs that I saw, because I researched them before I got on here. Let me see the ETFs that I was saying that might be good ones that I'm actually going to invest in. So I'm going to put some money in some ETFs as well. Okay, so some ETFs, XLI. So look up, that's for industrials, energy and utilities. Those are a few EFTs that you can invest in. And again, if you don't know how to invest in Robinhood, I have a Robinhood for beginners training on the Grow Your Money Club. I'm going to put this inside the chat so that you guys could see it. Okay. So those are some ETFs that you can invest in, that you could kind of redirect your money to. Right now, with the stock market being, and if you weren't already participating in the stock market, right now is the perfect time to invest in the stock market. And if you're new here, shout out to the people who've never seen me before. This is the Grow Your Money podcast, and I do what's called the Grow Your Money Club, where I offer trainings to help you in different ways to be able to grow your money and not blow your money. And so my goal is to help you to be able to do a lot of the things that I've done. I built a great, amazing real estate company. I built the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California. I have some best-selling books that are behind me. I've written several books. I'm an investor in a cannabis dispensary. I'm an investor in stock. I'm an investor in some other businesses. And so my goal is to teach you how to be able to do the same. And that's why I have the Grow Your Money Club. So if you don't know anything about the Grow Your Money Club, let me show you right here. Have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows, this is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The Wealth Map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue streams. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT. Learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop 1 new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Join the Grow Your Money Club today. Yes. So oh, no wonder why I'm looking like this. Oh, and then there was light. Yes. I was wondering why my stuff was not looking right. Okay. I had 1 light on and not 2. All right. So listen, I see Leading Lady Dar. Who is that? Leading Lady Dar. She said, girl, I'm about to run. Who's that? She said, girl, I'm about to run to my storage unit to see what I can sell. Thanks for that. That's smart. That's smart. In these times, it's time to get really creative. There are people that will pay you handsomely for the things that you're not even using and the things that we have in our stores. Shit, I have in Sacramento, I have a whole office full of stuff, like just furniture. And my office I had 2 offices. It was absolutely amazing. And I have some really amazing things that if I was in California, I'd probably be selling some stuff off too. Anyway, all right, Constance, I just went to Robinhood and couldn't find XLI. Okay. Okay. I'll be back. I'll come back to that in a minute. The other thing is, now is the time really to start your own business. So start your, because we're consumers. Yeah. If we were a country, we would be the 7th or the 10th largest a country due to our consumer spending. There's not a problem with Black money. We have money because we spend it. We spend almost $2 trillion in spending. We have that much spending power. So now it's time to, even if you, and I talk about this all the time with Net 7 Collective. I have the Net 7 Collective where I'm teaching Black women to increase their net worth by 7 figures. And I'm showing them all these different strategies hands-on. I'm coaching them, right? I'm coaching them in order to get, to add another revenue stream into their business, or I'm showing them how to invest, or I'm showing them how to put themselves out there. Last week I was actually sick. I was running, and I didn't go. But last Monday, so we do what's called a study hall. So that's when we're in action. But I challenged everyone to give me their 30-day action plan or their action plan. And I made sure that everybody's in action. So that's what we do inside Net 7 Collective, where, it's not just, we ain't just hearers of the word, we are doers of the word. And so my goal is to make sure that everybody's always in action on everything that their goals are, all the goals that they set for themselves, that they're actually doing them. They're staying connected. They're staying on their goals. And so, but I digress. When we go back to Black owned businesses, we have a lot of spending power. We only spend 2% with each other. I don't know if you know that. So when you look in other communities, Arab community, Jewish community, all these communities, their dollar lasts between 20 and 30 days in their community before it leaves. Jewish people said they're not spending no money with anyone else before they spend with themselves. They're always going to look to themselves first. Okay. My DM is I am Constance Carter. So DM me, go to Instagram and DM me on I am Constance Carter. Okay. And I'll connect you with somebody who could help you with setting up your own bank, setting up a permanent policy and doing it the right way, because there are a lot of people that do it, but you want to make sure that somebody who actually knows what your financial goals are, that are going to put you in the things that you need to be put in. I have several of them. Okay. So I have several, money here, money there. Thank God, right now, with the way the market is going, you just never know when you're going to need them. And, when I moved to the DMV from California, and I essentially shut my business down for 2 years. I essentially shut my real estate company down for 2 years, and I didn't do nothing. I mean, I didn't do anything with regards to real estate. And thank God I had my investments. Otherwise I'd be sitting here. I wouldn't be talking to y'all right now. Right. And so, these things that I've done, I want to make sure that you're insulated in times of trouble, in times of disaster. The Bible says, Ecclesiastes 11:2 says, invest in 7, no 8 revenue streams, because you never know when a disaster may strike. And right now with these tariffs, with the way that everybody is talking, with what I'm reading online, a disaster is here. And so you need to be prepared for the disaster that strikes. So that's in many different ways. But if you are, now is actually a good time to start a business. So I'm thinking about doing another one. I don't know. So I just did a Bring Your Idea to Life training. It's a 1-day boot camp where I'm showing people how to go from ideation to manifestation to monetization, where I'm showing them how to take their idea and bring it to life. And I had such great feedback, and these people, it really changed the course of their life. They just had ideas, and now the ideas have actually become full-blown businesses. And this is just this 1 day of training that we had. Let me see. Do I have any of the? Oh, let me show you. The Bring Your Idea to Life training was originally a 2-day training. Some of the students had an idea in their mind. They weren't sure what they wanted to do. They had a business that they wanted to really get off the ground, or they had a business that they wanted to scale and grow. Don't listen to me. Listen to what they had to say about their experience in the training.
I came with just an idea. I really didn't know how or what to do. I walked away with not only knowing what I came in with, but what I was able to accomplish while I'm here in my next steps.
It really take me out of my comfort zone. Although I have all these passion about specifically something that I wanted to create, I didn't know where to go. And this training actually helped me to take whatever was in my head, put it on paper, forced me to do what I didn't expect I was gonna do. I thought I was just gonna come and just follow a lecture. I didn't know I was gonna do step by step and at the end of it create something that I could actually start working on.
This workshop has been really, informative and transformational. It's not just informational, it has actionable steps that you can do. And like throughout this whole workshop, Constance always see where we were at, asking like, why would we buy, helping us crystallize our offer, helping us, have more clarity and be able to articulate our offering and our vision and what we can, provide. And, I recommend this workshop. It's really, it has been transformational, and I'm thankful for signing up.
So listen, seating is limited because I can only take so many people in this training with me by myself. However, I want to help you get from ideation to manifestation to monetization. So you need to sign up for the training.
So I don't have a training. The reason why I brought that up is because with everything that's going on, and I was just thinking about this before I got on, that I may do another one. The reason why I know a lot of people, it's time, like we got to really take action in terms of getting out there and being unafraid and doing things scared and taking risks and really investing in ourselves. And so I was like, okay, I'm always trying to think of solutions. What can I do to help the masses? How can I help my people get in position so that they can start building? And I think I'm going to do another one. So I don't have a date yet. This is just a thought, but I think it's needed because I talk about, we always hear people talk about start your business, do this, do that, but they never really give you a tangible way to start a business. And one of the things that I do inside this is I show you the steps to start your business. You have an idea, and I poll everybody before, because this is a hands-on all-day workshop. Like you got to have the whole day, and it takes everything out of me. And when I do this, seating is really limited because I'm really pouring into each person individually. So I'm coaching them individually. So I can't have like 100 people in the class. I could have like 20, 25 people in the class. So it's very small and very intimate. But one of the things we do is we figure out what that idea that they have is, and I help them crystallize it by helping them to articulate their value, because they don't really understand, or they'll think, oh, well, why will people buy? They're not really confident in what it is that they do. So a gift that I have, I'll say, it's a skill that I have. People think it's a gift, but I show them the formula of how to articulate their brand or their product or their service. So they'll tell it to me. And I'll tell them, here's this formula. This is what you do. Do this. And then they'll tell it. And then I'll tell it back to them. And it sounds amazing. I know how to do that really, really good. Lisa Nichols actually taught me how to do that. I know how to help you tell your story and sell your story. And so that's a one day where we could take your idea and we could really bring it to life. I'm also doing a 6-week cohort that's going to be coming up. And this is where we do a deep dive into helping you to become a public speaker. I don't know if you know that I've done a TED Talk and I speak internationally, but I want to help those who may want to be speakers, or they just have a business that they want to increase they really want to get intense coaching. I'm doing that as well. So these are all the things that I'm doing to just really try to help you to crystallize what it is you're doing. Because right now, with everything that's going on, you need to take action. A lot of people don't take action, because I've interviewed a lot of people on why they're not in alignment with their purpose, is because they have a passion, they're scared, they don't know how to do it, they don't have any accountability, and they lack the motivation. And so with all of those things, and if you're one of those people, then one of these things are for you. You could either take my 1-day training where I'm helping you to crystallize your idea, or you could take my 6-week training where I'm really helping you to go from having a podcast and let me show you. Do I have a video on that for that? Oh, here you go. Struggling to grow your business? The problem isn't your product, it's your message. If you're not attracting clients, closing deals, or standing out in your industry, it's because your message is not clear and you're not showing up where your ideal clients are. That's why I created Monetize Your Message. It's a 6-week training where I teach you how to clarify your message so it speaks directly to your ideal audience, master a 30-second pitch that grabs attention, develop a 3-minute story that builds trust and converts. When you master your message, you don't just get paid to speak, you attract clients, you build partnerships, and you create opportunities that grow your business. You're going to learn how to stand out on panels and showcase your expertise, launch a podcast that positions you as the go-to authority. You're going to learn how to build an ecosystem that turns conversations into clients and income. By the end of this training, you'll not only know how to speak with confidence, you'll know how to use your message to build a thriving, profitable business. So if you're ready to attract high-paying clients, grow your business, and build a platform that pays, join me for Monetize Your Message. So I'm doing this 6-week training. So that is for you, for those of you who want that more in-depth coaching where we're together for 6 weeks and I'm really invested. So the people who do I'm invested in all the people, I'm invested in all y'all. But if you're a part of my cohort, you're a part of the community. And so we work a lot more closely together so I can make sure that you're in action, that you're doing all the things that you said you want to do. And I make sure that you do them. So James Hicks said, last week I was in her class. This week I was getting paid. James, shout out to James, because James be listening every day. Finally got a chance to meet him when he was in the class. He was driving the whole time, but he was on it. He was like, everything I told him to do, he was doing it. And look, this boy said he get paid. So congratulations. Shout out to you, James. Anita, she said, I listened to your TED Talk with my 12-year-old son this weekend on the road trip. What did he think? What did you think? Had you listened to my TED Talk before? Did you like it? Tell me what you thought about my TED Talk. James said he's still focusing on the structure aspect of things, but money doesn't stop in the process. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what it's all about, right? Because a lot of times we'll wait until everything is perfect before we try to execute. And no, you execute. Beta now, better later. Done is better than perfect. Don't wait for it to get perfect. Be like Nike and just do it. So I'm glad that you're saying that. Bankroll. I'm Lady Dar here. I'm at work, so I use this channel on my cell. I'm under Leading Lady Dar. I met you in California from Lisa Nichols. Okay. All right. Are we following each other? Are we friends on Facebook? Bankroll Beauty Boss? That's what's up. But yeah, Lisa is a personal friend and coach and mentor of mine and taught me some really great speaking tips. I don't know if you know Lisa Nichols, but she's one of the dopest speakers on the planet. But I definitely would encourage you to start your business, and you could take any of my trainings. If you take, when I do the Bring Your Idea to Life training, I'll do that one again, and that'll be a 1 day. You could do the 6 week, and then I also have the Grow Your Money Club, and I show you how to do drop shipping and write a book, just invest in yourself, and whether it's with me or on Google or with anybody on the internet, I don't care. The thing about it is do something different, because right now is go time. This is the reason why I said we're so reactive and we're not proactive. We wait until everything is dire before we want to move. And we have to be like those people who are working together, like the Jewish people. Remember, I told you, if you've listened to me before, there's a gentleman named Beryl Solomon who says, listen, we don't do business. He's a Jewish guy. We ain't doing business with nobody outside of our community unless there is nobody in our community that can actually do the business with us. And they are very serious, and nobody ever questions them. But as soon as we start talking about Black pride, Black unity, because J. Edgar Hoover said the biggest threat to America was Negro unity. As soon as we start talking about that, then that's when we see a problem. So we have to unify. We got to get together. We have to make sure that we're supporting each other, but we got to start the businesses so that we can do it. Okay. They're going to have tariffs on imported foods. So we're going to see higher food prices. So look into ETFs that are for farmland, food production, ag, things like that. Okay. Create community gardens. Okay. There are Black-owned farming collectives that you can Google and get into. So these are things that you could actually do right now. So there are ETFs that are agriculture ETFs. These are the things that you want to start getting into. You want to get in before we see a big rise. Okay. Gold and silver, they typically rise when we have uncertain economic times. Okay. So there's gold ETFs, silver ETFs. They're accessible for beginners. Okay. So if you're nervous about the market volatility, these are some long-term investment strategies that you could put your money in. If you have savings in the bank, that is the wrong place to put them. Okay. Take your money out the bank and start putting your money in vehicles that can invest. Now, if you take my wealth map training, I show you how to save money with little things, moving the needle little ways, save money. And that money that you're saving, you don't want to just save to spend it, because that's what we tend to do, right? I got a little bit more money in the bank. I ain't got these subscriptions. because a lot of us have subscriptions that we don't even use. So now I got these subscriptions. I'm going to go ahead and spend this. No, we need to start investing. Okay. The best ROI right now, though, is in your knowledge. You are your biggest commodity and you are your biggest investment. So look at ways that you could grow this right here. That's the reason why I do that. Like when I come here and I'll be talking about Trump and I'll be talking about Elon, it's not because I'm a Trump hater or Elon hater, even though I hate on him and I hate that they're in office. I don't believe that the market would have tanked this way if we had another candidate in office. I'm sure of that. I'm sure it would have tanked. However, I don't believe anybody was for African Americans. Nobody was talking about giving us reparations. Nobody was talking about repairing anything that we've gone through. Nobody was talking about doing any of that stuff. Okay. So with that being said, there was nobody that was really for us. Trump was very clear who he was for, and he followed through on his promises. I could respect that man for that because nobody else does things like that. But you have to start investing in yourself and thinking of different ways and getting outside the box and diversifying your portfolio. Okay. So become the subject matter expert at this one thing. Because a lot of people be like, I want to do this and I'll do this. I remember I had a friend when we was in high school. She was like, I remember looking at her debutante. She's a debutante and looking at her little debutante bio. She was like, I want to be a teacher and an actress and a dancer. And no, we ain't doing it. But I hear adults talking like that too. So just get really clear and focus on one thing. Y'all just buckle down for the next 6 months on one thing. And I'm telling you, that one thing can lead to all these other things. I became an expert at real estate. Real estate is still the number one way to go because with tariffs increasing, it's actually going, if you're getting a new home, you're going to see an increase in lumber costs because we're getting lumber from overseas. So you're going to see new homes sales increasing significantly. We're going to see an increase, but on resales, you're probably not going to see it. And then we're going to also see a reduction in interest, which we've already seen. So if you've purchased a property in the last couple of years, it may be time for you to refinance, and you can save a couple of $100s on your mortgage payment. That's a good thing. So think about that. Real estate is never a bad time to buy as long as you can afford it. It's never a bad time to buy as long as you can afford it. I'm helping people. I'm in the DMV. I'm still helping people in California. I just closed a property in California for one of my VIP clients. I'm still just closed a property here in Maryland, one of my VIP clients. So I'm in DC, Maryland, Virginia, California, all those different places where I'm helping people to still buy and sell real estate. Real estate is not out of fashion. So it's still a good time to invest. So if you're a real estate agent, put your information on here. If you know anybody who sells real estate, if you are a real estate agent, put your information in the comments and put where you sell real estate at so that people can reach out to you, because I want to make sure that people are investing in the way that they can. Okay. If you deal with anybody from Catalyst, one of the things that we do is we sit down to help you to create your wealth portfolio, your real estate portfolio. So for us, it's not just about putting you in one property. It's about building your portfolio. Most companies that you go to, and this is what we teach the agents, most companies that you go to, they're just about the one and done. When I came into the business, they were really about teaching us prospecting, call 100 people, get 10 appointments, close 2 deals, on to the next, rinse and repeat. I've never done business like that. My business has always been transformational and not transactional. So I want to know how I can help you, how I can help your mama, your auntie, your cousin, everybody in your family, because the wealth gap is widening. This is what they're saying. If there's no change made within the African-American community, our net worth is going to be at 0 by the year 2053. Real estate being the number one way. Now, I wish I had it. I did a video last week, 6 ways that white people have been benefactors of welfare in this country, because white people have been. Let me see. Was it this one? Let me see if I can find it. And real estate being one of the major ways. We've been locked out of the real estate game. We have truly been locked out. Let me see. Is it that one? Let me see. But now there are opportunities for us to be able to invest. There are programs out there. Don't be gun shy when it comes to real estate. If you can afford it, it is a good time, even though the rates are higher. Okay. So a lot of people are like, they're waiting on them rates to go down. First, they was waiting on another 2008. 2008 ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna let you know this right now. 2008 market is never gonna happen again. We're not gonna see a fire sale where you had because I was right there. I was one of the number one brokers in the business in Stockton, California, which was the foreclosure capital of America. I was one of the top brokers that was selling a lot of these REO properties. And so these houses that were selling for 400,000 were now selling for less than 100,000. People were waiting for that for years. So they stayed on the sidelines waiting on this big market crash and we will see what we're going to see. We always see a correction and the market is cyclical, but we're not going to see anything like we saw in 2008 where there were fire sales. Why? Because you have mortgage companies that are insulated. They have programs because everybody loses money. Everybody loses money when the housing market crashes. So that affects not only the local economy, it affects the global economy. Let me see. All right, family. Let's talk about something that might make you uncomfortable, but it's time. It wasn't that one. Let me show you the 6 ways that that white people have benefited from welfare. I don't think I showed y'all that one on here. So hold on one second. I'm gonna have to, since I don't have my phone, I couldn't share it, but I'm gonna go to my Facebook page and I'm just gonna share it on my Facebook page because I really want you to see. I really want you to understand that it is not, you know what? I didn't share it with you guys because I didn't come live on Friday. Friday, y'all was not feeling good on Friday. So I'm gonna show you 6 ways that they've benefited from welfare because they call us the welfare kings and queens. They say that we are the biggest benefactors of welfare, but guess what? We not. I'm gonna show y'all why. Where we at? I'm gonna show y'all. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go back. Let's talk about who really benefited from welfare in America, because for decades, they made us the face of welfare. But the truth is, white America has been the biggest benefactor of government handouts since the inception of this country. And today, we're set the record straight. The original welfare program was America. This country was built on free Black labor. For over 200 years, white wealth was accumulated off the backs of enslaved Africans. People who were never paid, never compensated, and never made whole. While we were working for free, white slave owners were passing down land, businesses, and wealth for generations. And after slavery ended, guess who got the payouts? Not us, them. In DC alone, slave owners received up to $300 per free slave for their lost property. That's reparations for the oppressors. Number 2, the Homestead Act of free land, but not for us. In 1862, the government gave away 270 million acres of land for free. That land went to over 1.6 million white families. It was a generational wealth seed planted by the federal government, but Black folks were yet excluded again. You needed access, resources, and protection to claim that land, and we weren't given any of that. Meanwhile, we're out here trying to survive off of the promised 40 acres and a mule that never came. Number 3, the GI Bill. Same war, different treatment. When our men came home from World War II, they came back heroes. At least they should have been. The GI Bill was supposed to provide education, housing, and business support for veterans. But guess what? Black soldiers were denied access, turned away from colleges, and redlined out-of-home loans. Meanwhile, white vets built the suburbs, bought homes, and sent their kids to school on the government dime. Number 4, FHA and VA loans, creating the white middle class. From the 1930s to the 1960s, 98% of FHA loans were to white families. That's how white America built their middle class. Black people were locked out through redlining, racial covenants, and flat-out discrimination. We paid taxes into those programs too, but we didn't get the benefits. Number 5, the New Deal, but not for the Negro. Social Security, unemployment insurance, minimum wage protections, all part of Roosevelt's New Deal, right? Except domestic and agricultural workers were excluded. Who were most of those workers? You guessed it, Black people. That was no accident. That was policy. And number 6, modern day corporate welfare. Now check it out. Today we still see it. Billion-dollar corporations getting tax breaks, subsidies, and bailouts. Meanwhile, guess what? They telling y'all Black people to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We never even had the boots. They got the boots, the blueprint, the land, the loan, and the legislation to support it. We paid the highest cost, contributed the most labor, and received the least return. Yet we still wait on our reparations while they've been receiving theirs for centuries. So the next time somebody tries to talk slick about who's really living off the government, remind them, Black folks didn't fail. We were locked out. But here's the thing. We're not victims. We're visionaries. And now that we know the truth, we build smarter, we grow stronger, and we take back what's ours by any legal. Let's talk about. See, so this is why this is so important to me. That's the reason why I do these Black History Spotlights. Make sure you guys follow me on all my pages. I am Constance Carter. Make sure you're following me on my Facebook page, my Instagram page. If you're not watching from my YouTube page, make sure you subscribe to that YouTube page as well. No matter where you're watching from, please subscribe. Go over there to my YouTube page. I don't have a whole lot of subscribers. I think I have 14,000 subscribers. If you're on Dr. Boyce's, make sure you subscribe to his channel, and also Fly Nubian Queen as well. But I'm on all those platforms. I'm on all those channels. I'm on about 8 different channels every single day. So if there's not a lot of people over here, it's going to be some more people over here and over here too. The reason why I'm so adamant and I'm so passionate about what it is I do is because I know this type of history, and I hear the rhetoric on there about us pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. That's why I'm always trying to teach us about these atrocities, about hey, Black people were living well. We did have, somebody said, where is there a Black affluent neighborhood at anyway? Yo, what? And we had Black affluent neighborhoods for years, and white people have always bombed them and burned them down. So we've been able to accomplish some major things. Every time we take 2 steps forward, they push us 10 steps back. We have to get together. The only way that we're going to make it through this time and any other times, and not forget, because that's the other thing is sometimes we have, we're reactive, but we also have short-term memory on things too. We forget. So soon as we get, what destroyed Black Wall Street for good? I don't know if y'all know what destroyed Black Wall Street for good. It was integration. Because when Black people no longer had to do business with each other, we stopped doing business with one another. We thought the white man's ice was colder. How soon we forget our own value. And so once this needs to be part of our DNA. Think B1, Black first, just like everybody else does. You can go to an Asian community and you're not going to see no Black owned businesses. You can go to an Arab community, you're not going to see no Black owned businesses. But if you go to a Black community, you're going to see hella Arab businesses and you're going to see hella Asian businesses, aren't you? But you're not going to see Black owned businesses the way you over there, and you'll see them over here. So we got to take that back. They are selling to us because they know that we're consumers. We consume almost $2 trillion. We are a huge part of the market. We got to change the narrative, and we got to start becoming investors. So I want you guys to think of different ways. What is it that I really like to do? What's my goal? What's my passion? What's my purpose? And how do I get into alignment with it? Well, I'm gonna do another Bring Your Idea to Life training. I think I'm gonna do that. So we'll see if and we'll do a 1-day boot camp. And if you want to be a part of my 6-week cohort, go to monetize my message.biz. Monetize my message.biz. Right, Jahari? Monetize my message. Yeah, that's the website. Go to monetizemymessage.biz if you're interested in being a part of my cohort. Because I want to help you. I want to help you get there. I'm really passionate about this thing. Like this ain't no gimmick. I ain't on here just trying to sell you no shit, but my time is worth money, as is yours, right? As is when you get your business, you're not gonna do nothing for free either. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in my knowledge so that I could get to where I am. And I was just talking to somebody yesterday. He was like, "You're one of the smartest people I know." And I was like, "That's dope for somebody to think that I'm one of the smartest people that they know." But I put a lot of money, because I got a PhD, public high school diploma. I don't have a post-secondary education, but I put a lot of money in investing here so that I could grow, my family could grow, my community can grow, and I could teach you how to grow. And I only want to work with people that want to do the same thing, that not only want to educate themselves, their family, their community. Each one teach one. That African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you got to go together. It's real. And we got to start doing that as Black people. Okay. So that's my time. I got to go get my phone. I got to go get my phone fixed. Remember, we have the growyourmoney.club. Go to Grow Your Money Club. Tons. There's over 30 trainings in there. I'm actually moving it to a different platform because this other platform is getting on my damn nerves. So I'm in the process of moving it to another platform. And then I have the monetize my message. So if you're interested in this 6-week cohort, I want to help you get into the 6-week cohort. So go to monetizemymessage.biz so I can help you. I have easy, affordable payments. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. So if you're interested in growing your brand, growing your business, learning how to speak, you want to get on panels, you want to get a podcast, you want to do a TED Talk, all of those things, go to monetizemymessage.biz. And then I'm going to do the Bring Your Idea to Life again, so I can help you in one day. I'm just telling you, those things they drain the living daylights out of me because they're all day. And so I got to, it's about to be outside season. And so y'all taking my whole Saturday so I can teach y'all how to bring your idea to life. The other thing too, if you're in or around the DC area, the first week or maybe the second week, April, my girl April, we're doing a mixer. We're going to be doing a mixer, a Get Financially Lit mixer, which I haven't put out there yet. I'll be putting out there this week. We did one last year and it was dope as shit. We had over 250 people there. And here I am, brand new to the DC. Folks came in, they showed up, they showed out. And we were going to do it every month, but then I got tired. I got to hire an assistant. But we're going to do another Get Financially Lit mixer right here in the DC area. And so this will either be the first Thursday or the second Thursday of June, which I'm definitely looking forward to. And also I was told that I'm going to be in the B1 Black Wealth Summit in Miami in May. So if you guys are a part of the B1 Nation, you may have gotten notified that Dr. Boyce is having a Black Wealth Summit, and I'll be speaking there as well. So a lot of exciting things coming up that I'm really excited about, and I want to share with you. So anytime you have an opportunity to connect with me and I have an opportunity to connect with you, I really want to, because I do love y'all, and I'm really invested in our community, us first. Okay. So as always, I appreciate you logging on. I appreciate you joining me. I'm gonna be here tomorrow. Make sure you anything, just tap in with me. Go to my website, constancecarter.com. All of my information is there. Tap in with me so that we can make sure that you're taken care of. Okay. And don't forget about the IUL. I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all somebody that can help you set up your portfolio, your wealth portfolio in that way too. The biggest thing about the wealth gap is that when Black people, 44% of us are homeowners. That's great. And I don't know if you know, but during COVID, our wealth grew more than anybody else. I don't know if you knew. Black wealth grew more than anybody else. When they said that we were going that way, we actually went that way. So that's a good thing. But one of the things about Black wealth is that we don't diversify our portfolio. We invest in real estate. And for people to say your primary property isn't an investment, it is, because you have equity and you could always sell it. And when you sell it, you could actually get money from it. So it is an investment. So you do have money. I was telling somebody the other day, I'm gonna tell you my business and I'm gonna get off, because she was renting. And I was saying, listen, when I moved down here, I only wanted to rent 1 year. And I ended up having to rent 2 years. My rent, I'm gonna tell y'all my business. Y'all ready? My rent was $4,000 a month. Okay. I was renting a townhome, beautiful townhome, like 3,500 square feet. But I was paying $4,000 a month for my rental. That's $48,000. I was here 2 years and 3 months. So that's $48,000 a year. And I haven't rented in 25 years, y'all. Now I have other properties, but when I moved here, I didn't want to buy just yet. I wanted to kind of get a lay of the land. My goal was to purchase in a year. Now, stuff don't always work out the way you want it to, but my goal was to purchase. I was like, I could sacrifice this $48,000. Ugh, that hurt, right? Because I'm used to growing my money and not blowing my money, but here I am renting. And so $48,000 times 2, what is that? That's basically I paid over $100,000 in rent. I have no ROI. I have no money coming back to me. $48,000 times 2, so over $100,000 that I spent giving this man this money for this townhome, which he probably don't even owe that much on the damn townhome. Over $100,000. And when I look at that, for me, that was a waste. And when you are when you're renting, think about that. Say you're doing $12,000, say you're doing $1,000 a month, or on average rent is about $1,800, but let's just say you're paying $2,000 a month in rent. It's $24,000 that you're paying a year. That's $48,000 for 2 years. So average person stays in a property for 3 years. So that's $24,000. I don't have my calculator on it. That's $70,000 that you're paying in 3 years that you're living in these people's place. And that money hasn't done anything for you. I always look at everything as an investment. What's happening with my money? Is it growing or is it not? And to be living in a place and not have my money growing, it effed me up. And so for those of you who are sitting there and you're sitting on the sidelines and you're like, oh, I just want to wait until the interest rates come down, or I want to wait for this or for that. If you can afford to buy your house, because the equity is going to grow. And even if there's a market correction and it goes down a little bit, it's always going to go back up. It's always going to recover. It's always going to go back up. Those houses that were $400,000 that ended up being $100,000, I short sold. I bought a house for $500,000 in 2005. I short sold it for $250,000 to my pastor. That house is worth about $750 now. Okay. I short sold another property I had in 2011. I paid 150 for it. I got up to 250. I sold it for 180. That house is worth over $550,000 now. So you're always going to get that return on investment. You're always going to get that money back no matter what happens with the market. I wish I wouldn't have sold the second property. That was my very first home that we purchased. I wish I wouldn't have sold that one. I was stupid. That was I still regret that one. Second one, yeah, not so much. But the first one, because I only owe 250 on it. So never think that real estate is a bad idea. Real estate is always a good time to buy. And right now it's still a great time, even if the interest rates. I just purchased a property. This property I'm in, I just purchased a property. Interest rates aren't great. 3 times higher than the interest rate that I have on all my other properties. Ugh. And the house is 3 times more than all the other properties. So my mortgage is a pretty penny. But I got equity. I got $300,000 in equity. So if I wanted to sell it today, I walk away with $300,000. That's money in my pocket that I could do anything I want to do with. And so you think about that. And so that over $100,000 I paid on rent, that makes me sick to my stomach. I want you to think about that when you think about the money that you're paying in rent every single month. I want you to be investors. I want you to put that investor hat on and take off that consumer hat. Okay. I love y'all. I'll be here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Hopefully you got something out of today. I'm always here trying to give you something that you can use, not lose. All right. So remember, every day I want to show you how to grow your money and not blow your money. All right. I love y'all. Peace out.